All right, so let's talk some more about muscles. Muscle fibers come in three different types. First is type 1, which is slow twitch fibers, and they are aerobic. They're using slight low activity and use carbohydrates, fat, or proteins to power their functionality. Type 2A, which are fast twitch fibers, are also aerobic. They are stamina and endurance fibers. They're used during long periods of aerobic work, such as jogging or long distance riding. And they use carbohydrates, fat, or protein for their energy to power their function. And finally, type 2B, which are fast twitch fibers, and they are anaerobic. They are speed or power fibers. They're used for periods of strenuous anaerobic work, such as sprinting, jumping, or cutting. And they use carbohydrates only to power their function. Uh, the quarter horse is quarter horses are born with relatively large portions of type 2B fibers, which are and they're suitable for short bursts of speed. They do best on a diet of carbohydrates, which is basic hay and grain. Obviously, this is not exclusive to quarter horses, but horses who are suited to and are real quick over short distances probably have a more developed type 2B fibers. And then we have the Arabian, and let's say the same, generally horses with a lot of endurance, so thoroughbreds and horses like that are born with a higher concentration of type 1 and 2A fibers. They do best on a diet of both carbohydrates and fat, include hay, grain, and some oils. Um, all right, so muscles involved in gaits. Muscles that the horse used to execute the various gaits form four functional groups. So flexors and extensors. Flexors decrease the angle of the joint, while extensors increase the angle of the joint. Um, Basically, flexors bring limbs towards the body, extensors move limbs away from the body. This will be a little more complicated by the next group, but think about walking, trotting, moving limbs back and forth, extension and flexion. All right, so these are some examples of extensors in the front leg. Um, I'm not going to try and read those. Extensors of the hind leg, um, flexors of the front leg, and flexors of the hind limb. Let's see, some that you would need to know for the front leg, the triceps, the obliques, and the hind legs, obviously the biceps, bicep femoris, the gluteus medius, gastrocnemius. In the flexors of the front leg, the latissimus dorsi, biceps brachii, and then flexors of the hind limb, um, the deep digital flexor. All right. Abductors and adductors. So abduction and adduction. Abductors move a limb away from the center plane of the horse, while adductors pull a limb toward the center plane of the horse. So abduction moves limbs away, so that's a horse stepping out to the side. Um, Adduction moves back in towards the center plane. Adductors of the front legs are the pectoral muscles. The abductors of the front legs are the deltoids. And there we go. More about muscles.